Hi, everyone, and welcome back to the Stories for Hope podcast. I'm your host, Nicole. For those of you who are joining us for the first time, Stories for Hope is a podcast run by Hope for Kids International. We are a nonprofit whose mission is to bring hope to children around the world through our 4 pillars: dignity, health, joy, and love. We are celebrating 50 years of ministry and sharing incredible stories of hope from those 50 years. I invite you to listen to our first episode, if you haven't already, to learn more about our heritage when our founder, Tom Agam, got started smuggling Bibles into the Soviet Union. In today's episode, though, we want to share another story from Tom about blind forgiveness. And this story takes place when Tom was in Bible college. So let's hear from Tom.
You know, I was in Bible college, as I have said. I was a new believer. Um, I was still trying to figure out the Christian language and the church and where I'd fit in this. I just didn't know if I'd fit. And one weekend I got really discouraged and went out and bought some drugs and got high. And the rule in the school was no alcohol, no drugs, curfews, everything was very strict. And I just felt like I wasn't cut out to be this person. And I was very discouraged, went out, got high and everything. And small school, like 140 students. So everybody, we lived in houses all around and apartments around the school. And I thought, somebody, might have seen me or whatever. But Monday I was in chapel. You were required to go to chapel every day, and I was there, and I was really feeling down, like I don't know if I can do this Christian thing. And the president of the Bible college, Dr. Force, came to me afterward and said, "Tom, I'd like to speak with you privately." And my first thought was, yeah, somebody told on me, because you did that. That was your spiritual gift. I'm telling on you. And so I went to his office, and by the time we got up there, I was like done. I thought that's exactly what happened. And he was just this kind man. He was in his late 70s at the time. And he looked at me and he said, "Tom, you really had a difficult weekend, didn't you?" It's like not the line I wanted to hear. "Yeah, and who told you?" And he said, "Well, don't tell me what happened." He said, "I just want you to know I've been praying for you all weekend." He said, "I couldn't get you out of my heart, my thoughts." And I'm like stunned, because I thought for sure, He said, "Don't tell me because I don't want to kick you out," was literally his words. And I'm like, what? So here's all this anger within me, which I had a lot of, and I'm ready to tell him what he can do with Christianity, and he disarms me and says, "Don't tell me. I just want you to know I've been praying for you." And we had a further conversation where he just reassured me I was loved and all of that. And at the end, he said, "I want you to pray for me." And, it's like, me? Pray for you? I'm the, I'm the one that should be out of here. And he said, he knelt down and had me kneel beside him. And he said, "I want you to remember this. The foot of the cross is level for all of us. It takes the same forgiveness to forgive you as it does me every day." And he asked me to lay hands on him and pray. I don't know what I prayed. I'm sure it was really bad. But I remember putting my hands on him, and it was a lesson I would learn for life about God's grace and God's mercy. And the fact that this godly man allowed me to put my hands on his head and pray for him, and then he did it for me too. And it would be a life lesson to always forgive people, and that the ground is even, and all of us, none of us deserve to be forgiven. And it doesn't matter if you're, the president of the university, or, a pastor, or a nun, or whomever. We're all in need of God's forgiveness. And I've tried to live that um, when we've been wrong, to try to forgive people like I felt that day, you know. And I think that was probably the turning point of my life. Because if I'd have walked out, or he'd have kicked me out, I would have never, in my own thoughts, I can't see that I would have ever returned, and maybe never. But that message was the message I could take around the world. That it's not about how good we are, it's not how perfect we are, we're all sinful, we all fail, but God is there for us. And that's why every day I pray, thank you, God, for your mercy and for your grace and the cross and resurrection of Jesus. It's all I have.
Thank you, Tom. You know, this is such a special story with a lot of insights. One part that really stands out to me is when Tom's professor says, "The foot of the cross is level for all of us." If your life begins with a feeling that everyone is better than you, or that you're undeserving of anything and that you're worthless, I mean, there's no hope. Hearing from God that you are this beautiful, wonderful person and that your life is just as meaningful as everyone else, I mean, that is hope. Our hope comes from God, who loves us and forgives us even when we make mistakes. This also makes me think of the lyrics in the song "All My Hope" by David Crowder. All my hope is in Jesus. Thank God that yesterday's gone. All my sins are forgiven. I've been washed by the blood. You know, at Hope for Kids International, everything we do is rooted in God and His command to love others as He loves us. And we've got many different programs that you can get involved in to help children around the world experience the love and hope that comes from God. If you want to learn more, I invite you to get connected with us, and you can do that by going to h4ki.org. Thanks again for joining us today. We'll see you next time. Have a blessed day.